First of all, let's set up our environment. Go to .net.microsoft.com and click download, and let's download .NET SDK 8. Our SDK is downloaded. Let's install it. Let's click install. Let's close it. Go to command, type .NET. We have .NET installed successfully. Let's check our SDK. .NET list SDKs. We have SDK 8.0.101. So let's close it. Now let's set up our IDE. In this tutorial, I am going to use VS Code. You can use any other IDE you want. So go to code.visualstudio.com, click on download. VS Code downloaded successfully. So let's install it. Click it. Let's accept agreement and click next. Click next. Next. Check these two checkbox and click next and install. Our VS Code is successfully installed. So let's finish it. Let's install extension. Go to extension and type C#. Let's install this C# dev kit. Let's install this one for creating file. So let's install it. Click install anyway. Let's install material icon theme. Let's click it, and let's install other extension for Angular development. Let's say Angular. Let's install this one and this one. Install this one also and this one. Another one is Angular file changer. This one, let's install it. And another extension is auto close tag. So let's install it. And another one is SQLite. Let's install SQLite. And another one is NuGet Gallery. This first one, let's install it. Now let's set up Node. Go to node.js.org and install this LTS version. So let's click it and let's install it. Next, accept agreement and next and install. Finish and go to command, type node, and we have node 20.11.0. we have successfully installed environment for Angular and .NET. Let's create project now. So let's right click and new folder. Let's say JWT auth. Right click and show more option, then open with code. Let's click yes. And so first of all, we are going to create backend project. So go to terminal and new terminal, and let's make it command prompt. Let's say .NET new web API and controllers. In this tutorial, we are going to use controller instead of minimal API, and output folder will be API. Here our API project is created. So let's install our required NuGet packages. So go to NuGet package library by pressing Ctrl+C+P and search for NuGet. Open NuGet gallery and let's install first EF core, this first one. Let's install it. And another one is EF core tool. This first one. Let's install it. Let's search for SQLite and this one. Let's install it. Another one is Identity Framework. Identity Framework Core. So let's install it. Let's search for another packages, JWT Pairer, and this one. Let's install it. Let's close this terminal and gallery. Let's set up our VS Code theme. I want to use one.pro theme. Go to extension and type one.pro, and this first one, click here and install it. And let's set one.pro. Our VS Code theme is set up. Now let's create user model first. So go to API and here just right click and new folder and let's say models. Here create user model, new class and app user. So let's inherit from identity user. So identity user, and this is our base class. Let's type PRO and tag. Let's say string and for name. Now let's create data folder. Data, and inside data folder let's create our DB class. DB context is inherited from identity DB context, which is generic type and provided by interpreter code. So let's pass type user head, create constructor. Let's type CTOR and press tab. And here just DB context options. Let's pass DB and options. Let's pass for this class with option. Let's save it. Now go to program CS and let's add our database connection builder.services.add db context and our db context class app db context. Here just type option goes to options dot use SQLite. We are going to use SQLite for this tutorial. So let's pass data source app db. Let's save it. Now let's define our JWT setting. Go to AppSetting.Json. Here just type JWT setting. Add security key which should be long random string, and another one is valid audience. In C valid audience, let's say localhost 4200 and HTTP. Another one is valid issuer, which will be HTTP localhost 500. Let's save it. Now let's add identity. Go to program.cs and here let's say builder.services.add identity and our class name AppUser and identity role GTRole and add entity framework store AppDB context and add default token provider. Now add authentication. So let's say builder.services.add authentication option goes to option dot default authenticate scheme JWT bearer default dot authentication scheme option dot default challenge and JWT default dot authentication scheme, and another one is option dot default scheme JWT bearer default dot default authentication scheme. Let's save it and here add JWT bearer and option goes to let's say t.save token true option dot acquire http metadata false option dot token validation parameter goes to equal to new token validation parameter. Let's remove this and control dot using Microsoft Identity Model Token validate issuer true and validate audience true, validate lifetime true. Let's make it validate issuer sign-in key true and valid issuer. First of all, let's get our JWT setting from AppSetting.json. So there JWT setting equal to builder.configuration.get section and section name will be go to AppSetting. We have a JWT setting section, so here just copy it and go to top and let's paste it. Valid audience and JWT setting of valid audience. Let's go to AppSetting.json and copy it, paste here, and another one is valid issuer. We have JWT setting and valid issuer and issuer sign key equal to new symmetric security key. Just pass it encoding dot get by, just pass our security key dot get section security key. Here we have security key. Value of secrets can be nullable. Let's make it in Swaggern. Let's add additional property. So C goes to in here add C dot add security definition and let's say bearer new open API security scheme. Let's remove this fully qualified name, remove and control dot and using Microsoft OpenAPI model description is equal to JWT authorization example. Let's set equal to authorization in parameter location dot header. From header we are getting this key type security scheme type dot API key, and another is scheme bearer. C dot add security requirement and new open API security requirement. Here let's say new open API scheme on AI schema and reference new open API reference type reference type dot security scheme ID bearer scheme OAuth2 name bearer and in parameter location dot header. Let's close it and new list of string here. We have mistake here, open API security scheme. Now add authentication, go to bottom and here just add app.useAuthentication. We'll save it. Let's run our application. Go to terminal, new terminal and API and type.net. What's run? Error here. Let's close it. This is our API endpoint weather forecast. So we have here authorize. The token should be included in authorization header and add a security requirement for OAuth with a bearer token. Here go to browser, we have authorize here and we have JWT authorization example from here and name authorization, name of our header and from where location in header, from header. So this is our Swaggern configuration. Now let's add migration in our application. So go to terminal and let's stop our application. So here just press Ctrl+C .NET EF migrations add initial. So we have successfully made initial migration. So go to migration and initial migration. We have here AppSetting.Roles, AppUser. We have defined our full name, which is not part of our identity user. We have defined our own property, so this is also included here, and username and other identity user property here. So this is our initial migration. So let's update database. So .NET EF database update. So we have updated database. So for open this database, let's press Ctrl+Shift+P and open database. Here let's select AuthDB and go to left side corner. At the bottom we have seen SQLite Explorer. Just click it and here we have user claim, ASP.NET claim, roles, user claim, login, roles, tokens, users. Now let's create our controller for registration login. So go to controller and right click, new class, and let's say account controller. This is our account controller class. and let's inherit this controller from controller base, and let's inherit with API controller, and route will be API slash controller. This controller meaning we have account, so API will be API slash account. So let's save it, and here just create one simple method, http method. So let's say http get public string hi. So let's return hi here. Save it and let's run our application. So go to API and let's run our application. Look, we have account controller here, so let's try it out. We have successful response with hi message. So let's go to launch setting and let's rename this port with 500. This one also make 500, and here just make 500. Let's save it and let's kill our terminal. Ctrl C and .NET was run. Go to browser, we have new port here. Let's remove this simple method and inject some dependency here. So let's say private read only user manager and app user. Let's say user manager. Another one is private read only role manager and identity role and role manager. And for getting configuration, let's add private read only I configuration and configuration. Let's create constructor c2or and press tab. Here let's add user manager and app user manager, and another one is role manager identity role manager, and other one is I configuration. So initialize it here. Let's initialize user manager. User manager is equal to user manager and role manager is equal to role manager. Configuration equal to configuration. Now let's add register method. Let's say http post and name will be register. So we have API, the route will be API slash account slash register. So our API endpoint will be API slash account and register. Here let's create function public async task action result of string, and let's say register. First of all, let's create DTO. Go to API and create folder, name it DTOs, and here inside DTOs let's create class register RegisterDto, and here let's define some property. Let's say prop tab and string email string dot empty. Here just annotate with required and email address. This comes from component model dot data annotations. And let's create another property, prop tab string full name, and let's say string dot empty. Let's annotate this with required and let's create another property, string password and string dot empty. And another one is prop list of string and roles. Go to account controller. Here just pass RegisterDto, and inside here let's check our model valid state. So if not model state dot is valid, if we have invalid model, then just return var request in model state. If we have valid model state, then let's create user. So var user new app user and email equal to register.email and full name RegisterDto.full name, and now is username RegisterDto.email. Let's close it and let's create user. So var result is equal to void and user manager dot create let's pass our user and RegisterDto dot password. If result is not succeed, then let's return var request. Let's say result dot errors. Otherwise, let's check role. If RegisterDto dot roles is null, if roles is null, then await user manager dot add to role async. If we don't have roles, then let's add user to user role. So otherwise, let's iterate roles for is var role in RegisterDto.roles. Here add user manager dot add role to async, add to role async user and role here. Let's add await. Let's create our AuthResponse class. Go to details and create AuthResponse.dto, and here just add property string token string dot empty. Another one is prop bool is success, and prop, another one is prop string message. Let's go to account controller and return OK and new AuthResponse.DTO. Let's pass here is success true and message is equal to account created successfully. Let's close this. Let's save it. Before test this method, let's insert role first. So let's open database by pressing Ctrl+Shift+V and type open database. Here we have AuthDB. Select this AuthDB and go to SQLite Explorer, and here we have roles. Let's click here. We have empty table, so let's insert one role here. New insert. Let's close it, and here let's say one user and capital user. Let's leave empty this one. Let's select it and right click, run selected query. We have successfully created ASP.NET Roles user. So let's close it and close it. Don't save. So now go to terminal and let's run our application. .NET was run. Go to browser and let's test our register endpoint. Try it out. Here let's remove this one and let's test here and password, and let's remove this one now. Execute it. We have 400 where request, so remove this comma here and let's execute again. We have duplicate username. It means we have already created our user. So go to SQLite Explorer and inside our net user ASP.NET users, click here. We have successfully created our test email. We have successfully created our user, so let's close it and let's try once again. Test 1 2 and let's execute it. We have 200 message account created successfully. We have here spelling mistake here, so go to account controller and let's see here. Now let's implement login method. So here just add http post and login. So our API endpoint will be API/account and login. Let's create login function. So let's say public async task of action result, and we want to return here AuthResponse.DTO and login. Let's pass LoginDto and LoginDto. So now let's create LoginDto class. Go to details and let's create LoginDto. So here let's create property prop string email and let's say string.empty and public string password get set and string.empty. Here let's annotate with required this one. Let's save it and go to account controller. Let's close it. Here just check if modal state dot is not valid, then return bad request and modal state. Here pair user await user manager find by email async and pass here LoginDto dot email. Let's check if user is null, then let's return unauthorized and return here new AuthResponse.dto and is success false and message user not found with this email. Let's close it. If we have user, then let's check password. So var result equal to await user manager dot check password async. Let's pass user and LoginDto dot password. This variable return full result. So if this means if we don't have valid password, so if we don't have valid result, then return unauthorized new AuthResponse.dto and is success false and message invalid password. Let's create one private method to generate our token. Private string generate token and pass app user here user and let's say var token handler new JWT Security token handler. Let's store key from AppSetting.Json. So go to AppSetting.Json. We have this secret key variable key encoding dot ASCII dot get bytes and configuration dot get section name JWT Settings dot get section. Let's break down and get section. Here we have security key value here. Now let's get list of roles. So var roles equal to user manager dot get role async and pass user dot result. So let's create list of claims here. So list claim and claims equal to let's store name JWT register.claim.email and user.email. Here just pass null. If we don't have email, then pass empty string and another one is new JWT register claim dot name and user dot full name new JWT register claim dot claim names dot name id let's pass user dot id. If we don't have user dot id, let's pass empty string. Here also empty string. And another one is new JWT register claims dot audience. So let's get audience from JWT setting configuration dot get section JWT setting get section and section name. Our section name is valid audience dot value. And another one is new JWT register claim names dot issuer iss. Let's get issuer from AppSetting. So configuration dot get section JWT setting dot get section valid issuer dot value. Now let's iterate roles and add to claim. So for is var role in roles claims dot add and new claim and claim types dot role and as role here. And let's create object of security token descriptor. So token descriptor new security token descriptor. Here subject new claim identity and pass claims here. And another one is expiry time. Expired is equal to let's say date time dot utc now dot 8 days 1 sign in credential new sign in credential new symmetry key and let's pass key here. And here security algorithm dot mac sh256. Now let's create token var token and token handler dot create token. Let's pass token descriptor and just return token handler dot write token and pass token here. Let's go to login function and here and return okay new AuthResponse.dto token is called token and is success true message login success. Let's save it. Now let's run our application API. Go to browser. Let's test our login endpoint. Try it out. Here let's pass test@gmail.com and our password. Let's execute it. Look, we have success 200 code and our token is success true and message login success. So let's copy our token and go to jwt.io and look, we have email, name id, audience, issuer, expiry time. We have successfully implement our login. Let's implement GetDetail method for returning login user. So let's say http get and detail So our endpoint will be API/account and detail. Let's create method public async task of action result of GetUserDto and GetUserDetail. Let's create user detail DTO. So go to DTOs and new class user detail DTO. Let's define property of string ID from string full name string email string array of string roles string phone number bool two-factor enabled from pool phone number confirm int access field count. Let's save it. Go to account controller user id user dot find first value and pass claim types dot name identifier. Let's find our current user user manager dot find by id async current user id find first value and let's check if user is null then return not found with message new AuthResponse.dto is successful and message user not found. Otherwise return okay. New user detail DTO. Let's pass id user.id email full name user dot full name roles equal to await user manager dot GetRoles async and pass user here phone number user dot phone number and phone number confirm user dot phone number confirmed access field count user dot access field count. Let's save it. Let's close it and let's annotate this method with authorized attribute. So let's authorize and go to browser and go to account detail endpoint, try it out, execute. We have 401 which means unauthorized access. So let's log in our application. Here let's log in at gmail.com password and we have success. Let's copy this token and go to detail. Let's click this icon. Let's type error state authorized close. Let's execute once again. Look, we have 200 success. Response body id full name email roles. So we have successfully implemented GetDetail method Now let's implement get users method. So for returning list of user, here is http get, and let's create method public missing task of action result I in variable of user detail video get users, and here let's get users with user manager dot users dot select. Let's select user goes to new user detail. Here let's pass id u dot id, email, full name u dot full name, roles equal to user manager dot GetRole async, and user dot result dot convert to array and to list async. Let's return user here. Okay, users, save it and go to browser. Here API/account, try it out, execute it. We have two user here, so we have implemented list of user method. Here we can see individual user have their roles. Now let's implement roles controller. Go to controller and create controller class roles controller. Let's inherit it from controller base and annotate with API controller and route API/controller. Let's inject private read only role manager IdentityRole and role manager private read only user manager and app user manager. Let's create constructor CTOI role manager IdentityRole role manager and user manager app user manager. So let's initialize field role manager user manager with user manager. Now let's implement post method for creating role. So let's say http post and let's create function public async task of action result CreateRole. Here from body CreateRole.dto. First of all, let's create CreateRole.dto class. Go to DTO and new class. Let's add property from role name. Let's annotate with required attribute, and here just pass error message. Role name is required. Then save it. Go to roles controller control dot using API.dts Let's check if string dot is null or empty. Role GetRoleDto dot role name, then return pad request and pass role name is required. Let's check role is exist, so let's say role exist role manager dot role exist async, and let's pass CreateRoleDto dot role name. If role exists, then return bad request and pass role already exist. If role doesn't exist, then create new role result to await role manager dot create role create async and create object of IdentityRole and pass RegisterDto dot role name here. This is return boolean result. So let's check if role result dot succeed, then return OK and anonymous object new message is equal to role created success. Let's save and run our application. .NET let's run. Go to browser and let's test our roles create method. Go to API/roles and here try it out. Let's pass user here. We have role already exist, so let's test another one, admin. Let's execute it. We have success, role create successfully, so we have successfully implement role create method. Let's implement http get method with return list of roles. http get and public async task of action result and I enumerable of role RoleResponse.Dto get roles. Let's create RoleResponse.Dto. Go to details and let's create RoleResponse.Dto class. Let's add property prop tab string id prop string name and prop int total users. Let's go to RoleController and here let's get list of user with total user count are roles equal to role manager dot roles dot select. Here are goes to new role response DTO. Let's pass id r dot id name and r dot name total users. Let's say user manager dot get user enroll async and let's pass r dot name here and result dot count and to list async and return OK. Pass roles here. Let's save and restart our application. Go to terminal API.NET was run. Go to browser and API/roles. Let's try it out. Execute it. We have two roles here, user and admin. User have 1 total user and admin has 0 users. So we have implemented http get method for returning list of roles. Now let's implement http delete method for delete a specific role by their id. So let's go to roles controller, and here is ttp delete, and let's pass id here. Let's create function public async task of I action result delete role, and pass string id here. Here let's find role by their id, find role by their id. Here var role await role manager dot find by id async, and pass id. Let's check if role is null. If role is null, then return not found, and message role not found. If we have role, then just delete our role. So var result await role manager dot delete async, and pass role. Return okay, and let's return new anonymous object message is equal to role deleted. Successfully. Otherwise return bad request. Otherwise return bad request, and role message role deletion failed. Let's save it and go to browser, go to roles. Let's get list of role first, try it out, execute it, and let's copy this id and go to here, try it out. Let's pass it, execute. We have role deleted successfully, so we have implemented delete method. We can access this detail and account without authorization. So how to prevent this without login? For that, go to account controller, and here we can add authorize attribute, which comes from ASP.NET Core authorization, but we need to allow to register and login without authorization. So let's add here attribute allow anonymous, which gives access for anonymous user. Add here allow anonymous. So let's save it and go to browser. Let's access account. Let's try it out. Here we can see 401 error unauthorized. So let's access this method. Here also we have unauthorized error. So let's log in our endpoint. Let's log in. Here let's try it out. Let's execute it. We have token here. Let's copy this token, and let's go to detail here and click this icon. So here let's add bearer and space here and paste our token. Let's click authorize, close, and let's execute it. We have 200 success. Current login user detail here. Here in roles API, how to give role based access. So go to roles controller, and in roles controller add an above API controller. Let's add authorize, and here pass roles, and in string let's add admin here. We can use multiple role here by separating command, or you can use user or manager. You can use like this. For now, add admin only. Let's save it and go to browser. Let's try to access this roles method, this endpoint. Try it out. Let's execute it. We have 401 unauthorized access. So let's go to login and try it out. Let's add html.com. Let's execute it. Copy this token and go to roles and click icon, error, and paste it. Thrice close, and let's try to execute once again. Execute it. We have 403, which means forbidden. For access this endpoint, user should be in admin role. So first of all, let's create admin role. For that, go to RoleController and comment this authorize attribute and save it. Go to browser and in here let's try it out. Add admin and execute it. We have 20 successful role created, and now go to register and add admin user here. Add admin user, go to account and register. Try it out. And add role here admin and execute it. Account successfully created. Go to RoleController and comment it out and save it. Go to login and try it out. Execute it. Let's copy this token and here let's add bearer token and space, paste it and authorize. Let's try it out. Okay, look, we have list of users, so we have implemented role-based authentication. Now let's implement role assign endpoint. So create post method for assign role to user, http post, and endpoint name assign. Let's create function public assign task. I have some result assign role here from body role assign DTO, role assign DTO. First of all, let's create role assign DTO. Go to DTO and here let's create role assign DTO. Let's add property prop string user ID, prop string role ID, let's save it. Here let's find user and store in variable var user void and user manager and find by id assign. Let's pass role assign DTO dot user ID and let's check if user is null, then return not found with message user not found. Let's find role by id var role manager dot find by id async role assign DTO dot role ID. Let's check if role is null, return not found with message role not found. If we have user and role, then let's add to role var result user manager dot add to role async, pass user and role dot role name. Here just await our result, and here pass role dot name. Let's add await here, and let's check result is succeed, then return okay. Pass here new anonymous object, new message. If error, then just store error result dot error dot find and return bad request error dot description. Let's save it. Go to browser and login account as a admin user. Execute it. Let's copy this token, and here let's add bearer token. Let's try it out and go to roles. Try it out, execute it, copy this user ID and go to assign role. Here just add user ID, and in roles copy this role ID and add role ID here. Execute it. We have role assigned successfully. Go to account and execute. We have admin role in test user.